Hi, Lynn Zettler here of Core Impact Coaching, and today we're going to talk about the Core Values Index and the Banker. The Core Values Index is the only assessment that I use because it's so easy and it's inexpensive, and it's so easy for teams to implement immediately. So I hope that you will learn something from this and maybe identify some bankers in your life and hopefully have some takeaways. So remember that the Core Values Index is an assessment that gives each of us a unique recipe of the 4 core values that we all share. And because of the way that it's scored, there are over 10 octillion possibilities for a core values profile. There's a 97.7% reliability rating. This has been done by an outside firm. Compared to the Myers-Briggs, which is around 74%. This does not measure personality or how you react in certain situations. It actually measures your innate, unchanging nature and what energy you bring to the workplace, and therefore helps us understand what roles would be best for you because of your profile. It's also been validated to the 5th grade level. They've worked with school systems for teachers to help understand their students, and also parents to understand how their children learn. So it's a great tool. I love it. The 4 that we share are called the Builder, the Merchant, the Innovator, and the Banker. And today we're going to focus just on the Banker, those that have the core value of knowledge. So let's just dig a little bit deeper there. Banker's core value is knowledge, and we want to be really careful about the definition here. Knowing the facts through research, measurement, proof, and records. So your bankers are the conservators. They know where the information is. They know how to get the information. Information is very important to them, and also conserving. The banker does not get its name from banks. It gets its name from being a conservator, the people who banked the fire, the coals of the fire at night so that they wouldn't have to recreate the fire in the morning. So they are definitely your conservators, and that's why information is so important to them, because it helps them to build on that foundation rather than starting anywhere from scratch. They love to read and analyze. That's how they learn. And they're catalyzed even further by justice. So bankers can be very black and white in their thinking. There's a right way to do things and a wrong way to do things. And that's because to them, everything needs to be very just. We need to ensure that things are equitable, that there's accountability, that there's adequate compensation, and that there's equal opportunity. It's very important to a banker. If they see that something is not fair, then that is what makes them feel like they're missing something. And if they're missing something, then that's really questioning their knowledge, questioning their ability to know the facts, and then they're without knowledge, right? If they're made to feel like they're stupid, that's when anxiety comes into play, and then fear. And the conflict strategy of a banker is to pick up their marbles and go home. They won't tell you why. They won't call you later and tell you why. They will just leave. And in their minds, they're saying, you all are a bunch of idiots. I'm not going to play with you anymore. When you're ready to re-engage and you've come to your senses, let me know. But until then, I'm just going to go off and do what I want to do. And they're not going to tell you. So if you have those team members who sometimes just kind of disappear and you're not sure and they're not engaging, and that chances are they may be a banker and it's because they're upset about something. So keep in mind that the way a banker contributes is knowing the facts. They know how to get the research, the measurement, the proof, the records. Your conservators, that's when they're contributing at their highest level, and that's when they're most happy, just naturally, because that's their innate, unchanging nature. When they're taking and getting, then they're just being very aloof, disengaged. You may not see them, very quiet. That's when they're in their conflict strategy. A banker might say something like, what evidence do we have, right? They want to see the data. Or, that's not fair. Definitely remember that justice piece of a banker. These are things that might tell you that someone's in a banker energy. So how will this assessment help your bankers? Well, they'll help them understand why others don't behave the way they do. Others don't have such a black and white view of the world. And so bankers need to help, need some help in understanding that. They're going to learn other methods of communication rather than leaving and not saying anything. And they're also going to understand the things about innovators, why they ask so many questions, why merchants need to look at relationships, and why builders need action and results, why they want to move so quickly. So with all those things, it's going to have, they're going to gain more effective ways of dealing with conflict. So what's the best way to make this happen? How to help your team members, your bankers, your merchants, your builders, and your innovators. Engage Core Impact Coaching. We will help your team, and we will help you as a leader. We'll provide those CVI assessments, which are not expensive. They're $50 a piece, and then we'll also help you with a 2-hour interactive workshop with your team so that they can learn, integrate, and implement what they've learned immediately. It's very easy. The CVI is very easy to understand, and it's very easy to take action, understand what action you need to take. You'll also receive the results of all your CVI team members, and we'll follow up with additional coaching to help integrate the CVI learning to make your team more successful and to accelerate your team's success. So I hope you learned a little bit more today about the banker. And if you have any other questions, please go to the website. There's more information there. You can also call and ask for a free consultation. We'll be happy to meet with you. And I hope that maybe you've thought about some people in your lives who might be bankers and maybe they've been a little aloof lately. And so I would say if you want to re-engage them, my suggestion would be to re-engage them in a way that points to their core value of knowledge. Ask them for some advice. Ask them for some data. Ask them for some research. That's what makes a banker feel appreciated.